DreAllDay.com. DreAllDay.com. I want to tell you 4 things, and you want to check yourself for these 4 things that winners never do. So if you consider yourself a winner in life, or you plan on being one, or you're working on becoming one, check yourself for these bad habits, because these are 4 things you should never do when you consider yourself a winner. Number 1, winners never complain. Winners do not bitch, they do not moan, they don't whine about their situation, even when it's not their fault, even when somebody or something does something that puts them in a bad spot. Winners don't bitch and complain about it, they figure out what they can do about it. If you really think about it, what is complaining? Complaining is just voicing your displeasure or your discomfort with the situation, but it doesn't actually change the situation in any way. So complaining is actually a waste of energy. The only time you should ever use complaining in your life is to generate energy to go do something to change a situation. But winners do not waste time complaining. Number 2, winners do not look at themselves as victims. Being a victim is another form of complaining. It's just when you take a physical embodiment of complaining, you just say, well, this thing happened to me, this person did this thing to me, this situation is occurring to me, and then you just look at yourself as a person who has lost. You've been defeated by a situation. That's what being a victim is. It means the situation is stronger than you. That's what it means to be a victim. The situation you're in is stronger and has more fortitude than you have. That's how you become a victim. The situation is just on top of you instead of you being on top of the situation. But winners never put themselves in a position to be victims. Again, even if bad things happen to them, you don't have to look at yourself as a victim. Being a victim is a choice, because anything can happen, but you don't have to be a victim ever in your life, because that's a mindset. It is not something that happens to you, it's a mindset. 3rd thing that winners never do is they never expect to lose. Now, if you think about this, you might say, well, isn't that obvious, Dre? Nobody expects to lose. But I would say on the contrary. You've probably been around some people who have expected to lose. Maybe, I'm talking to you right now, maybe you've been in situations in your life where you expected to lose. You didn't have maybe all the resources you thought you needed. Maybe you saw other people around you who had more than you, who were better than you. Maybe they just had a better situation than you. Maybe you felt they had more opportunity than you. And you, looking at yourself like a victim, complaining in your mind, you expected to lose. So you see how all 3 of these go together. Winners never expect to lose. And that does not mean that they never lose. Doesn't mean that they can't come up short or can't be beat. But you go into every situation in your life, whether you're selling things, you're playing a sport, whatever you're doing, you always go in expecting success. And when you expect success, let me be clear, you prepare for success. If I expected to rain outside, I'm going to prepare by bringing an umbrella. If I expect to win a marathon, I'm going to prepare by training for the marathon. So expecting to win does not mean you just sit around, do nothing and think about it. It means you do the things necessary that will get you closer to that win by preparing and doing the work. And the 4th thing that winners never do is they don't entertain losers, victims, complainers, or excuse makers. This is the law of association in action. You become the average of the people you associate with. Winners don't associate with losers. So people who lose complain, they see themselves as victims, and they expect to lose. Winners don't associate with those people, because if they did, by the law of association, again, this is a law, this is not an opinion, by the law of association, they would not be winners anymore. They would start to become losers because they're hanging around losers. So winners don't hang around people who lose in life. They only hang around other people who win. So the 4 habits of winners. Number 1, they never complain. Number 2, they never see themselves as victims. Number 3, they never expect to lose. And number 4, they don't hang around losers. Check yourself, check the people around you, and make sure you're not making these mistakes. Work on your game. Dre all day.